Evening, everyone. Inga from Health Origins here. How are you tonight? I thought I'll do a YouTube live for a change. Normally it's pre-recorded video. This time I thought I'll do it live for you guys. And what we are discussing today is how to get enough nutrients from a plant-based diet. Perhaps you've heard people say you'll not get enough nutrition, how you're going to get your protein, how you're going to get your iron and different vitamins. So I'm here to dispel these myths that you can't get enough nutrients on a plant-based diet. Okay, so yeah, what are the main nutrients that get mentioned? So you might have heard protein. It's a macronutrient, yeah? And I want to dispel this myth straight away. We don't need to worry about protein deficiency. It's not even such a illness. There isn't such a condition as protein deficiency. The only time you ever gonna see something like that is if a person is malnourished. Okay, so say in Africa or somewhere where people don't have enough food, perhaps there you might get nutrient deficiency of protein, but it's the whole malnourishment as a general thing. It's not just protein that's missing, it's calories that's missing, okay? So really, if you have enough calories, if you get enough food, you're not starving, you really don't need to worry about protein at all. This is the biggest myth, and you certainly don't need to buy any protein powders, any kind of shakes or supplements, in worrying that especially if you exercise, that you don't get enough protein. Every plant food has protein. Even fruit, believe it or not, has at least 5% protein in it, okay? So don't worry about protein deficiency. That's not going to happen at all. Right, now other nutrients we need to address. So maybe the one that you heard the most is B12. Okay, so this is a real thing for vegans, for people eating plant-based. You do need to supplement with the B12 supplement. You can get some B12 in fortified foods, i.e. some plant milks, soy milks or other plant milks that are fortified with B12. Some cereals are fortified with B12. You also can get nutritional yeast flakes, also fortified with B12. But the science says that it's not very trustworthy source, or not very reliable source of B12 to get it from food. It's hard to judge with food whether you're gonna get enough or not. So to be on the safe side, I definitely recommend you getting B12 supplement. The supplements that I like, should have brought a bottle with me, but it's called Veganicity, and I'll link it below. So Veganicity, it's a vegan brand, and they've got different kinds of supplements, but one of them is B12. So the strength that we take, I believe, is 250 milligrams, and we take 2 tablets. So we take it twice a week. So we take it on Wednesdays and Saturdays to kind of space it out a little bit. If you were taking a stronger supplement, I guess you could take it, just once. In fact, I think ours is 1,000. Sorry, it's 1,000 milligrams. I'll have to find it, and I'll put it in the details below for you. But it's either, if you'd get a weaker, Mark, can you bring the B12? Can you do me a favor, please?
I'm busy.
So he's busy, guys, right? anyways, so I'll link in the description below for you what type of B12 supplement we take. Okay, so you can either take a weaker one every day. So if you were going to take a 500, so you can take it perhaps every day or every weekday, so Monday, Tuesday, up to Friday, because you need about 2,500 milligrams per week. Okay, so that's kind of the recommended dose. So we get 1,000 ones, I believe, and we only take 2, so we get 2,000. So it's just a little bit under recommended dose, but we've been having our blood work done, and it's fine. It's been really good. Okay, so yes, B12 is, we need to supplement with B12. Especially, because obviously we're on plant-based diet, but even some people eating a normal diet, like omnivores that eat meat and dairy and animal products, also could benefit from supplementing with B12, because nowadays there's not that much B12 in foods, and even the foods that do have B12 have been actually artificially injected into animals. So the argument that people eating animal products say that, well, you're not supposed to eat just plants because we don't get what we need. So that's an argument for them that we need meat, we need animal products. But it's not quite correct, because what used to happen, we used to get B12. It's a bacteria that used to live in streams, in well water, or in our soil. So how we would get our vegetables from the garden, and we would wash them in well water or just in water, and we wouldn't sterilize them how we are, and there would be like bits of dirt and bacteria still on the carrots or on whatever vegetables we pull up from the garden. So we would get B12 that way. We would drink water, like I said, it wasn't chlorinated, fluoridated and filtered out like like it is now. Now in the supermarket you don't get natural vegetables with bits of soil on them. What you get is just super washed and disinfected and chlorinated and just super disinfected vegetables. So we no longer get B12 from natural sources that we used to get. And even cows, the way they're raised for mass production, they are fed grain, they are fed soy, they are fed other things, and not grazing grass outside, because that's how they would get the B12, the bacteria eating the grass, and they would get obviously some dirt with it as well. And that's how the animals used to get the B12, the cattle. But now, the way we raise the cattle, even they need to be injected with B12 because they don't naturally have it in their bodies anymore. Okay, so that's B12. So I would definitely recommend supplementing with that. The next one, a big one, and it's affecting me, it's affecting some vegans or some plant-based people, is iron. Okay, so that's quite an important one. However, my husband, for example, hasn't got any problem with iron. He eats normal food, he never takes any supplements, and he's fine, his levels are fine. Women naturally need a little bit more iron because of obviously period, and we're losing some blood through that. So women naturally need more iron. However, it's entirely possible to get enough with the diet, but some people perhaps either need to eat more of these foods like me, or just to be on the safe side, just supplement. Okay, so let me tell you what are some plant-based foods that are rich in iron. So if you added more of these foods into your diet, you should be okay. But I would still recommend checking your iron levels every so often, maybe check it every 3 months, every 6 months, just to make sure you're getting enough iron, because you'll feel iron deficiency pretty quickly, different to B12 deficiency, where you might not feel it for a while, and even your body stores B12 for quite a long time. So even people that gone vegan or vegetarian, only after 2 or 3 years it depletes. It's about 2 years, I believe. It depletes the natural resources of B12 if you don't add it to the food, you don't take supplements. So you deplete it in about 2 years time, and that's when some serious consequences can happen. But like I say, it doesn't show up for a long time, so it's best not to kid around with B12. It's best to actually take a supplement for B12, and be safe in the knowledge that you get enough, right? Whereas with iron, if you don't take enough, you'll probably feel it after a month or two. Okay, so it shows up quite quickly. For me, it used to be like very tired, just so tired and wiped out, fatigued. I even would get some dizzy spells sometimes, when I try and kind of get up quickly, always used to be dizzy, and just even sometimes don't need to even go down and up. Sometimes just when I was really deficient, I was just kind of dizzy one day. So yeah, iron can show up quite quickly, and iron-rich foods is all the leafy greens. So spinach is probably not, you would think spinach, yeah, it does have, but it's probably not the easiest accessible iron. However, kale, bok choy, chard, all the, dark leafy greens is a great source. Then you've got seeds, which is your pumpkin seeds. So pumpkin seeds is the richest, I think, plant-based source of iron. So pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Then you've got your legumes, and soybeans is the top in iron. Then is, I think, black beans. Then you've got chickpeas, you've got lentils, so legumes basically. Okay, so they're quite rich in iron. Then you've got whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal. My husband, different from me, because everything else we eat the same, but in the mornings my husband is eating bowl of porridge. Okay, so he eats a bowl of porridge, and that's the difference in our diet. And I don't really need so much food, and I don't have time, or that space of my stomach is too much food for me, so I don't eat porridge. All I have is just a pint of smoothie in the morning until about 12 o'clock, and then I would have my lunch. So there's just no space in my stomach or in my schedule to add any more food. So I don't have that porridge, oatmeal porridge. And actually my stomach doesn't quite like oats too much. I could feel them sitting in my stomach for quite a while if I eat it. I think I can eat it, but probably I'm not very tolerating them very well. I think I'm a bit intolerant to them. So yeah, so that's whole grains. Okay, so there's like I said, leafy greens, seeds, legumes, whole grains, and then there's pistachios, so that's nuts. Blackstrap molasses, because I drink them every morning, a tablespoon of that with my lemon water, my healthy cola. Then tomato sauce, beetroot, so a couple of more sources, but mainly it's these, big blocks: leafy greens, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. Okay, so that's for iron. Another nutrient that is important, especially if you are pregnant, or whether you're planning to get pregnant, is folate. Okay, so folic acid, or folate, in the plant form it comes in a folate form, which then gets converted in your body into folic acid. So that would be again your green leafies. Okay, then you've got lentils, beans, chickpeas, and peas. So so a bit of a theme going on here. So you've got green leafies again, your legumes, right? And then is fruit. Okay, so you've got citrus fruit, you've got grapes, you've got bananas, you've got strawberries, and cantaloupe melon. Okay, so there's quite a few fruits there. There's also avocado, is folate rich, which is amazing, and seeds and nuts. So again, so basically we see the themes repeating, and you'll see with the last nutrient that I'll mention as well, you'll see that it's repeating again, right? So another one is zinc. Okay, so you might have come across some people saying, well, since going vegan, since going plant-based, I've started losing hair. Okay, and I know one of my friends, she was saying that she's just losing more hair, clumps of hair, since she became vegan, and what it comes down to is zinc. So I believe she's not eating enough zinc in her diet. Okay, so let me address what you can eat more of to get more zinc naturally in your diet. So I've never experienced zinc deficiency. I don't think I never experienced the the thinning hair or losing hair more or anything like that. So, and tiredness, I think it could be one of the symptoms too. So again, we've got the themes is legumes. Okay, so your chickpeas, lentils, black beans. You've got seeds, pumpkin, sesame, hemp, chia, flax. So quite a few seeds. Whole grains again. Okay, dark chocolate, you'll be happy to know. So this is a great one, right? So you could, if you fancy indulging in some dark chocolate, you can say to your other half or whatever that you're doing it for zinc purposes. Then there's garlic as well. Avocados again. Firm tofu, which is good to know. Spinach and mushrooms. Okay, there's peas and asparagus. So pretty much, as you can see, the theme is repeating. So as long as you eat your leafy greens, you eat your legumes, right? You eat your whole grains, have some avocado, have some dark chocolate to top it off, right? You pretty much covered for all these essential nutrients. So it's not really that difficult to get a full spectrum of all the nutrients needed. And don't forget to consume berries as well for antioxidant properties and other amazing nutrients there, all the colors. So try eat colorful food. That's quite the key as well. Different colors have different nutrients. The foods have different nutrients naturally. That's why we can see so many colors. We can see the spectrum of colors because we need different colors to get different nutrients from foods. But as long as you eat your leafy greens, your legumes, your whole grains, some avocado, and occasional dark chocolate, it looks like you're covering your zinc, you're covering your folate, you're covering your iron requirements. And then last nutrient I wanted to talk to you about, it's kind of called vitamin D, but it's not really a vitamin, it's more of a hormone. But let's say it's a vitamin, right? So there's two ways of getting it, well, three ways. So best and most natural ways to get it from the sun. So whenever the sun is out, try and obviously uncover body parts, to absorb that through the skin, because your body basically creates that vitamin through through the rays contacting through your skin. So vitamin D. Okay, but if you don't get enough sunlight, or especially in winter time, in autumn time, then can you bring those B12, please?
Yeah.
So I'll get that B12 for you guys, like promised, right? Um, so yeah, so vitamin D, if you can't get it, from the sun, the next best thing is what we go is sunbeds. You might think, well, sunbeds is not healthy, right? And yes, in big doses, if you overdo it, if you go every day, if you go 10-15 minutes each time, then yes, and if you lather yourself with all these chemical creams beforehand and afterwards, right, then I definitely wouldn't recommend it. However, if you are sensible about how you go to sunbeds for the purposes of getting more sunlight and vitamin D, then I think it's properly safe and appropriate. I mean, if you are elderly or a kid perhaps and you don't want to go to sunbeds, or is not, convenient or safe, I would say probably wouldn't recommend it for very young kids, then take a supplement. There are vegan vitamin D supplements you can get as well. But yeah, it's important to get that because vitamin D helps absorption of other nutrients. And also talking about going back to iron, iron gets best absorbed with vitamin C. So make sure you have either lemon or another great one from vegetables. If you're obviously eating vegetables, you don't want to add fruit in there. Red pepper. Red pepper is so rich in vitamin C. I think it's got more than lemon, believe it or not. So yeah, so just add red pepper with your dishes. And broccoli is another great one. Broccoli has both the iron and vitamin C in one combined. So broccoli is perfect, to get more iron in you. Okay, and B12. Yeah, so it's 1000 micrograms. So if I show this, I hope you can see this. So it's Veganicity B12 vitamin supplement, 1000 micrograms. So we are getting 2000 a week. Dr. Greger recommends about 2500, but like I said, we are doing fine with just 2000. Or you can get, like I said, 500 micrograms, and you can take it every day or pretty much every day, say every weekday, and you will have enough, 5 days. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, Mark, I hope you remember that food is fuel, and you are conscious of what you're putting in your mouth. All right, guys. So this has been a different experience. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any questions down below. If you're new to this channel, subscribe for more videos, for more lives, and more topics like this. Let me know if you like conversations like this, as a change up from my videos. And like I say, if you have any questions, just put them down below and I'll answer them afterwards. So I hope you have a great day and see you in my next videos.